on our, yeah, got it. Okay, folks, I'm sorry that we still have to meet on Zoom. Just seemed like it was too much worry for too many people, so we decided to just go back to this for the time being. And I hope sometime soon we can be back together, but for now, this is it. It's not that bad. We can see each other. So I am happy to get on with you all. Are there any new people here that we have not heard from or seen at meetings? Who would like to say hello? Okay.
Hey, my name's Lisette. I am new to this meeting, so I would love to have a moment to talk at the end if possible. I know you guys have an agenda, but I am new to the meeting, so thanks for letting me be here.
Well, good. Maybe we'll even get to see who you are at some point. Would that be? Oh, look at that.
Hi.
There she is. That's great. Is there something you just wanted to say by way of like hello, or
Well, the reason I'm here is I work for St. Louis Community Credit Union. I'm their director of partner relationships with their community and business development department. So we just want to make sure that everybody's aware that we have reopened our branch in the Benton Park West area on Gravway in Oregon there. So if anybody is interested in stopping by, we have actually changed our hours to meet other branch hours except for Saturdays. So but we are trying to get involved in the community and partner with everybody to see ways we can just make our presence more known. And we actually have a lot of resources outside of just, banking resources and things as well. So any way we can make connections to those partners, we really appreciate it. So
well, that would be good. We have our business directory, and we are trying to fill out some of the different businesses on our website. So why don't you send me, a blurb and the URL, the website link and all that stuff, so we can put you up with many of the other businesses in the area.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Well, good. Any other neighbors that are living here that want to say hello? Okay. Well, we're just coming off a really fun weekend of the Gateway Cup and the Benton Park Classic bike race. And how many people were enjoying that? I saw a lot of faces on social media that were there. We seem to have pulled it off really well, and we have a lot of people to thank. People in the Benton Park Neighborhood Association, people who are neighbors and friends who just contributed, obviously the Gateway people that did the races, all the fans that came out, and all the athletes who just gave their all and did a great job. So we really appreciated it. And I think if anybody wants to say anything about how it was to be there and what you all did, and I know we had some fun selling beer, and who was doing it. Anybody want to tell us? Some other people might come on eventually.
Hey, sorry, it's Britt. I am installing a ceiling fan right now, so I had to jump down off the ladder. Yes, we had an awesome day yesterday. We had a lot of volunteers, which are on the call tonight. So huge thank you to all the people who came out and helped. It was a very successful day for the neighborhood, I think.
Totally. And the weather gods cooperated too, huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it couldn't have been more perfect.
So Brittany will tell you later about the rest of the fall events that we have planned, which hopefully will be as wonderful. I think we do need to take a minute and just acknowledge some sad news. I found from Ken, from Tim Mulligan, told me that the family of Ken Ortman, our longtime previous alderman, are mourning the death of their daughter, Tricia. And we wanted to let everyone know that we've sent our condolences and some flowers to the Curtis Funeral Home, where there will be a wake tomorrow from 3 till 8 and a funeral on Thursday. You can find the arrangements on the funeral home's website if you'd like. Tim, if you have any other details that, because I know you know the family.
Really, yeah, nothing more. Yeah, it just is, I think they're all in still kind of a state of shock.
Right. Well, so coming together as a community, hopefully COVID won't, make it impossible, but if everyone's careful, they'll get support from the neighbors and friends and longtime people that have been together in the neighborhood. So that being said, we have a few other folks who we like to let speak now, and then they can take off because they don't need to be here for the whole meeting. Notably our police officer, Pastor Chris, who usually gives us the church basement to have our meetings in. He has a few things he wanted to say. Why don't we let him talk a little bit if you'd like, Chris, and then we'll get to Officer Jasmine and go on with the rest of the meeting, okay?
Thanks, Don. It's good to see you. I've missed you all and having you in the building and being able to hang out at the meetings. My council very much wants our church to continue to have a strong relationship with the Neighborhood Association and wants me to make sure to be at as many of your meetings as I'm able to. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Pastor Chris Avis Rouse at Epiphany United Church of Christ, 2911 McNair. If you don't know our church, we are a small, very progressive, open and affirming, which means everybody's not only welcome, but invited to participate in the full life and leadership of the congregation. And that's regardless of sexuality, gender identity, or presentation, or any other thing that has traditionally pushed people out of church life and leadership. We don't play that game. And we're also a strong social justice and community care congregation. We've had a rough year. COVID's been a little hard on us, and we experienced a water main break at the church that cost us about $16,000, which is money that we don't really have. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is that we are having a fundraising concert October 2nd, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is outdoors. The band will be on the sidewalk beside the steps of the church. With Dan's help, we got a permit to close our block of McNair for the 4 hours. And I'll be putting out a letter to the neighbors on the block. We're trying to work with the Baptist Church across Pestalozzi to get permission for the neighbors to park on the lot while the street is closed. Our concerts, there's no admission. There will be a free will offering. There's a raffle going on, and other opportunities for you to help with our fundraiser, including we're going to have at least 2 and maybe 3 food trucks present. Cherish will be there with her 2 girls 4 wheels. We're hoping Lemmy has got enough staff to get the Brazil Express on the street. They're both huge supporters and sponsors of this event. We're throwing a party for the neighborhood. Come, participate, enjoy, and if you've got the means, help us out with a little cash so that we can stay in the neighborhood and continue to be part of you. Part of us. Thanks, Don.
All right, the Pastor Chris and the UCC has been at the vanguard of the social justice movement since back in the day of Dr. King and many other important events. He walks the walk, and they do stand for the things that are important. So let's see if we can get out there and help them out. And they let us use their church basement, so yay. Good. Well, good. So Officer Jasmine, we are happy to have you tonight. People might have some questions. If you can give us the latest from the St. Louis PD and whatever you all know about what's going on or in the neighborhood, that would be nice.
Hi, everyone. I first want to say I apologize for missing last month's meeting, but our department is extremely short-staffed, and I was assigned to work the election detail that day, so my hours for work changed. So that is the reason why I was not here. So you guys, for the past 30 days, I pulled your crime stats, and crime is up 14.3%. You guys had a total of 24 reported crimes versus 21 from last year in this month. Year to date, you guys, crime is up 8.7%. Last year, there was a total of 137 crimes reported versus 26, I'm sorry. As I mentioned, there were 24 reported crimes within the past 30 days. Majority of your crimes come from vehicle thefts and larcenies. The larcenies can be any type of stealing, like stealing from a building, stealing motor vehicle parts, or breaking into a car and stealing items. So that's where a majority of your incidents are coming from. You guys did have a robbery that happened in the 1900 block of Utah. It was a robbery second. The suspect was arrested on scene. Also, let's see. Also, there was a rape / sex offense that occurred. It kind of ended in the area of Lemp from Cherokee, but the suspect information has been shared with police, and it's an ongoing investigation at this time. Let's see what else I have. There was also a residential burglary. So, the victim had left his back door unlocked. So please make sure you guys are locking your doors, locking your car doors. If you have alarm systems, make sure your alarm systems are set. If you have any cameras, make sure you're checking them frequently to make sure they're operable. Let's see what else you guys have going on. Well, some of those motor vehicle parts have included catalytic converter thefts also. And just from people leaving valuable items out in their vehicles in plain view. So that's all that I have for you guys. So if you guys had any questions, you guys can ask now.
Hi, Jasmine. This is Liz. I think I'm getting a lot of reverb.
I see.
Yeah,
Is that better?
no.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear you.
Yeah, you got feedback, Liz. Do you have two microphones on? Are you on your phone and your computer?
Yeah, I couldn't get the audio to work on my computer today, so.
Okay, well, it's working.
I'm gonna disconnect one of the devices here.
Yeah, you need to do that. In the meantime, people have.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go right ahead.
It was asked, was the sexual assault a stranger attack? And it was. The victim was able to go to the Joel's gas station where the suspect dropped her off at. She was able to contact police and get a picture of the license plate, and the name that he gave matched up with, he gave his middle name. So his middle name matched up with the vehicle once we ran the information. It came back to him. So everything is ongoing, and he's definitely put out wanted for the incident.
Mm-hmm. Liz, are you back? Okay.
Yes, I am back. I was just asking if you could elaborate on the trends in specifically violent crime this year versus last year.
I don't have that handy. I can get that to you guys.
Yeah,
It's
if you can
just a
send it
general
out, that
number.
way we can forward the PDF to the whole board.
Sure. It's because what I have is just a general number, like is 137 crimes from January up to today's date versus last year, just 126. So that made crime go up by 8.7%.
I think one of the things that people have asked us about a lot of times is if you're on Nextdoor and you're on the Ring doorbell system, every day there are, in my experience, 4 or 5 events that that are reported, and they say that they've called in to the police. You know, thefts from their alleys, some violent crimes, different things that don't make it onto your actual crime statistics. That's a lot of other people have said that to me. Is that right? Been your experience too, folks, where you wonder, like it seems like things are going on, but first of all, if it's not right in Benton Park, it's not going to come up under our numbers. That's for sure. We understand that, but there's a lot.
Yeah, so I have,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I pulled the numbers only for Benton Park.
Right.
And these incidents are reported to us only if there is a complaint number given. So if a person is just giving us information, a lot of the times they do not wish to make a police report. So it will not report to us. We will get the calls, it'll show up in our calls for service, but it'll have a code to it, which either say a report was made or a code, no report needed.
I see.
So the actual numbers are coming from incidents that have been reported with a complaint number.
Understood. Okay, that explains that. Well, good. Any other questions for Officer Jasmine here? Okay, well, thank you. We will, yeah, if you send whatever you have, we'll put it up on our website for people to refer to. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of the meeting.
All righty, take care. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, good. How about we move on to our Alderman, Dan Gunther? You want to let us know what's happening in the city here?
Sure. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
I have a
I can.
microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I guess first I'll start off by, oops. I'll start off by thanking everyone that came out yesterday.
Are you still there, Dan?
I am still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's not muted. Okay.
Mute for fuck's sakes.
All right. We have some people who are invading the meeting. I think this Brandon window is.
Hey Joe, can I
invaded
fuck
my
you
mom
tonight,
with your
Joe?
fucking
Joe,
dick.
can
I
I fuck
planted
you?
that shit like I plan a
Joe,
fucking flag
Joe,
in your
can I
mom,
fuck
bro.
you?
Tim, can you?
Joe, I'll fuck you with my
Can you,
Tyrone
since you
call.
started that meeting,
9/11.
can you eliminate that window, Tim?
Hey, Nicole,
Eliminate,
Papa
boy. We ain't
Titty.
playing COD. What the fuck?
Nicole, Papa Titty, girl. Papa Titty, Nicole, we know you want to do it.
Oh my
Papa
gosh.
Titty.
It's some kind of network of idiots that get into
You're the
Zoom.
one who's fucking
Dawn, I'm the
retarded.
ghost of your mother.
You old man.
Dawn, I'm the ghost of your mother. I'm the ghost of your mother. I've come back to haunt you.
Wait, Nicole, show us your tits.
So Tim, are you able to
Yo, Don
Before I
Morgan,
go,
pop your dick out,
fire
bro.
that window? I don't know if it's possible. Does
Nicole,
anybody know
before
how
I
to get rid
go,
of
can I see your
idiots
snap?
that are
Nicole, give me your snap.
barging
I
into
want to see your
meetings?
titties on Snap. I want to see both of them titties girls on Snap.
Gabrielle, what the fuck?
Well,
Fucking hell, Timothy looks like a fucking predator.
so
Imagine looking like Dawn and looking like a fucking pedophile. Holy shit, bro. What a sad ass existence.
Tim, can you hear me?
Yes, Don.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
So-
going
no,
through.
no, dude. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Hey, Patricia, get your fucking faggot of a husband out of there. Get your husband out of there, Patricia.
Okay, I think I killed the unwelcome comments.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of windows that were coming up, so they may have another way of doing it, but
Won't
this
go-
happens from time to time. If it
Fuck off,
continues
old man.
to, yeah, you'll have to
Oh, fuck me.
set up a new meeting Zoom. I don't really know how to stop it.
Do we know who the offender is? Like what name is coming up?
It's all different names. You can see them. They're just people that do this. I'm
I
gonna
think we
stop.
lost a lot of our people.
No.
That can happen. I don't know if it has anything to do with screen sharing.
Do we know who Deanne Pomato or Jay Scheinman are?
Yeah, Jay is one of our neighbors.
Okay, Deanne Pomato.
Don't know about that. The names that were coming on were unknown.
Sorry,
Oh.
everyone.
Yeah, maybe they got bored. We'll continue and see what happens. Dan, yeah, this is
Interesting.
yeah. All right. They may have moved
Yeah.
on.
And Tim,
We'll
did
see
you
if-
lock the meeting? Because
Just suck my dick for free, boy.
Oh,
Oh.
my
Riley.
God. I'm
I
not.
think it's Brandy.
Yeah, they keep changing names so that they
Yeah.
look like
Hey, you
us.
keep sucking my dick,
Yeah.
boy.
And
Oh, I
No,
will,
I'm a
baby.
neighbor.
Fucking asshole.
Suck my dick from the back, pussy. Suck my dick from the back, pussy. All y'all bunch of pussies, yo. Yo, this is
That's
funny as
Casey with a
fuck.
K.
Yeah, Casey.
I think we should reconvene the meeting.
Well,
How do we lock?
unless, yeah, I don't know how to do that. Do you? Anybody know?
Well,
Okay.
Tim, aren't you
Yeah.
letting people in? Because I mean, we have the passcode. Don't you have to let people into the meeting?
I do, but I don't know
They've
everybody's
bypassed
name.
that. Well, let's just not let anyone else in.
That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless they're able to take over someone's login, but we'll see. Go ahead, Dan. Let's see what happens.
Right, maybe. Give it a quick try. All right. First of all, thank you, everyone. Sorry for that Zoom bomb. It's happened on many calls I've been on, and it's always a pain to try to get rid of. So, thanks, Tim, for digging through that. Yeah, was great success yesterday for the Gateway Cup. Britt did a wonderful job with getting all the volunteers together. I'm sure she'll talk a little bit more about how successful it was for the neighborhood later. But also want to mention David Godbout, who is the longtime captain of this event. We were arguing yesterday over how long it's been, but we think it's 2011 was the first year we did it. So with the exception of COVID, it would have been 10 years. And each time David has kind of taken the reins as being the one that not only starts the organization process with the Gateway Cup, but also does the flyers, window flyers, door hangers, does a whole lot of work in the weeks before to try our best to let people be notified. That being said, I have received a number of emails and phone calls from people that said they still didn't know about it. So Dave and I talked yesterday about other ways that we can try to notify all of the neighbors, so that whether it's putting up, kind of the political sort of yard sign saying this is the bike route, no parking on Labor Day, or a mailer to every house in the neighborhood that shows the exact route out. So if you were someone that was inconvenienced by it, we do apologize for inconvenience, but it is something that is a great benefit to the neighborhood. Yesterday was probably in the 9 years that we've had it, that I've been walking the entire course. Yesterday was probably the most people I've seen on our streets and in our neighborhood. So it was very successful overall. So thank you everyone that came out, and hopefully we will continue to gain the support of neighbors to do it again next year. So, so thanks. I will say we're on our last week of break at the Board of Aldermen. We have a summer recess, but we are going to be going back the 17th. We did have a special meeting last week to where we finally were able to pass out about $160 million of our COVID relief funds. There's a lot of great things that are going into that funding. Extra money for programs such as the unhoused population, doing some services for them, our rental and mortgage assistant, utility assistance that I've talked about many times. But we also have some things we were able to fund, kind of revamping our Board of Elections equipment, so that in the future, it'll probably take about a year and a half to roll it out, but in the future, city residents will be able to vote at any polling location versus having to take off work early or go before work to get to the polling location that you get in the card. That's your normal polling location. You'll actually be able to use that card and vote at any polling location in the city of St. Louis. So we're excited that, we were able to kind of use some of that money and just upgrade our technology to make it easier for neighbors to be able to vote. So, but yeah, that will be about a year and a half to be able to get the new equipment in and train all of our staff, all the Board of Election staff on how that system works. So, so there's a whole lot of good things that came out of that 160 million. We do have close to $500 million that the city is allocated from the federal government. So we still have our portal open on the City of St. Louis website. So if people have things that they're interested in, that they think that some of our COVID relief funding should go towards, please go on that our city website, and we are still taking public comments, or send me an email, and I pass those along to the mayor's office as items that people are interested in funding with some of the extra funds that we have available through the COVID relief. So, so yeah, we went back last week, finally passed that out. So hopefully that money will be starting to hit services really soon here. So that's about all I have from City of St. Louis stuff. We do have a couple. I think there's a few new businesses that may be on here that are getting ready to talk. So I won't take all of their introductions and stuff, but I'm excited. We're going to get a bookstore on Arsenal. We have a tea company moving into Gravois. We have this Wednesday, we have a directly across from Benton Park, but at the corner of Jefferson and Cherokee Street. This Wednesday is the soft opening of our new comic book store. That is going to be going in on the northwest corner of Cherokee and Jefferson. So this Wednesday they'll be opening up. So lots of good things happening in the neighborhood. Thank you everyone for being here, and I would be happy to take a couple questions if there are any. Oh, and hopefully people are playing pickleball. So yeah, if there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them. All right.
Well, good. Thank you, Dan. Hey, just to help some other people who don't need to be here for the whole meeting, instead of leaving it to the end, Gabrielle Mayer is on, and she was asking to tell us a little bit about what the 5-Star Senior Center is doing for disabled and senior folks, some food truck events and other things. So Gabrielle, why don't you unmute yourself and tell folks, and then you can not have to sit there for the whole meeting.
Thank you so much. I love neighborhood meetings. I'll probably stay anyways, but so I am a practicum student at 5-Star Center, and if you don't know who we are, we serve seniors and those with disabilities that live throughout St. Louis City. We provide socialization and day trips, things like that, as well as home delivered meals to people that can't get out. Unfortunately, we are still closed at the moment due to COVID. It's just not safe at the moment for us to be able to welcome people back into our doors, even though we wish we could. But in the meantime, meantime, we are doing a little bit of outreach to our community members to let them know that we still do have some services available, like transportation and home delivered meals. And we are doing that through some food trucks. So we will have 2 food trucks come to our building on the 9th, as well as October 14th of next month, from 4:30 until 7:30. And you can come and hang out on our new patio and learn about some new information that is going on at 5 Star. So I have a Facebook event I can drop in the comments just in case, or in the chat, just in case anybody is interested in finding out some info online.
Thank you. And same thing, if you would send the URL and the link for the 5 Star Center, we can put it on our list of businesses and services in the neighborhood. Okay.
Absolutely, I will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. Appreciate hearing. Well, good. And then, so why don't we let our building review committee go next, because we have another person that's joining us. Pat Richardson is going to tell us about the tea room, and Tim knows about this. So Tim, why don't you introduce this new potential business and let Pat tell us a few things, and then she can take off if she wants.
Perfect. Well, welcome, Pat. I saw your name come through as I was clicking people into the meeting. So, and I had exchanged only emails with one of the other colleagues, from the tea room. So, if you would like to tell us a little bit about the business and the proposed use for the building on Gravois, we'll take it from here.
You can unmute yourself, Pat. There
This
you
is
go.
my first time on Zoom. It's really interesting.
Oh, well, good. You've now unmuted yourself. You've mastered the fine art of unmuting. So yay, you go for it.
Well, I'm Pat Richardson. I'm the owner of the London Tea Room, which is based as a cafe and restaurant in Tower Grove South. And we are looking to use the building at 2014 Gravois as a storage facility, and where we can, because we're just full and we need space. And so we found the warehouse there and we really like it. But we have been denied a permit to operate our business because we are zoned apparently as manufacturing. And so we don't manufacture, but the reason we got that zoning was because we get big boxes of tea arrive, and then we break them down and bag them into smaller bags, and that's the extent of it. So as far as, it's what the city calls manufacturing, is because we're transferring one product into another bag. So we're looking for a letter of support from the Neighborhood Association in regards to our hearing with the Board of Adjustments when we appeal the denial of that permit to operate at Gravois. The only thing we will be doing in that building is, as I say, receive the cases, the crates of tea, rebagging them. All of our teapots and all that will be stored there when they come in, because at the moment they're down in our basement at Morganford, and we're just growing too fast. We need the space, which that building is perfect for us. It's a perfect location. We will be open, just for your information, we're going to be open from 9 until 5, Monday to Friday, not at weekends, not at the evenings. That's all we're going to do. There won't be people, it's not retail. People will not be coming into the building, the public. So we'd like your help if we can, because we really like this place and we've had the inspections done from the city and they're all okay. It's just this zoning thing, which is what we've got to get through. And we need your support in that if we can get it.
And Tim knows most about these things. So what exactly needs to change, Tim?
I'm going to need to visit a little bit more with Pat and the other, her colleague or employee, just to talk through. So, and this is, I guess, for everybody's enlightenment, zoning conditions are attached to the property, not the tenancy. And so if changes generally don't happen, generally we'll do a conditional use. And, I think in this instance, given the low impact, we can, certainly, support, the proposed, use. It would just be our approach would be to write that very narrowly. So a subsequent tenant of the building, doesn't have a carte blanche to do whatever they want.
I
So
see. If they want to make napalm or something, then we don't want to give them the ability. Yeah,
Manufacturing ability.
we understand.
yeah,
Okay.
and so it's just sort of, it's a very legalistic, approach. Properties, have a personification as a real entity. And so we try to work within the parameters of the zoning law and accommodate these things, as they come up. So I think it's, as Pat said, it's not a high impact, high volume proposition. It's just, it's right on the edge of the, I guess that whole area for the most part was carved out of the historic district in anticipation that a higher density use could regenerate life of the old Falstaff Brewery. And so we go at that very cautiously, just so we don't create a quagmire that may limit a reuse for the Falstaff Brewery, or like I said before, it doesn't open the doors for something that isn't desirable in the with a future tenant.
Understood.
And so, Pat, we will be meeting. Normally, we meet on the second Wednesday of the month. We're going to do it on the third Wednesday.
What, by Zoom?
We'll have a committee meeting for the building review, and we usually
Okay.
deal with the detail on these. Normally, the second Wednesday is tomorrow. I'm gonna kick it out to the third Wednesday, just so yourself and a couple of the other presenters will have time to be ready for the meeting next week.
And I need to be at that meeting, do I?
Yes, please.
All right, and it's a Zoom meeting or is it a physical meeting?
Oh, we've been doing Zoom as well.
Well, it's fun.
Well, I'm Alan, Pat's husband. We had to get a variance on our existing premises on Morganford Road in Tower Grove South. The cafe and restaurant were the first floor, which was where we were operating. The flat or apartment above it became available, and it was most useful for us to expand into for storage.
Mhm.
But again, we met the same situation. We hadn't realized this, that if we were to take in chests of tea and break them down into smaller bags, we were considered by the city to be manufacturing. So we had to apply for a variance on that property, which the city gave us no problem. So
Okay.
just in case that helps in the way of any precedent, I thought I'd just jump in and mention that.
No, it helps immensely. The other, not to bore everybody, it's just storage in a building is can be considered a risky use relative to most of the buildings in the neighborhood are not fire sprinklered, and not necessarily are all of them tied to a fire alarm system. So it's some of it is semantics. It just we have to call it what it is, but it can invoke a different requirement given the amount of things that are in storage. So, but we can talk more in detail.
All right, next
week.
Wednesday then?
Yes, ma'am. And I will send you the agenda and the Zoom meeting information on that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice talking to you all.
Thank you both.
Same
And
here.
welcome to the neighborhood.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, thank you very much. We're looking forward to it. Okay, bye then.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Tim, if you have any other building review items to tell people about, this will be a good time.
I think we're still working with Hank Hart on the condominiums along Pestalozzi in Wisconsin. And so they are going before the cultural resources at the end of the month. So we'll be meeting with them next week just to see their most updated plans. They have a series of row houses and then a standalone building that's at the alley just west of Venice. And then they also have a property at, I think it's on Lynch, I believe, I forget the north-south street, that they have recently acquired the ground, and they'll be doing a 2 townhome proposal for that property. So I think that's the only thing new since last month. And so if there's any questions, I can answer them.
Hi, Tim. This is Liz. Do you have an update on the flyover fund project?
I don't. Dan Gunther has been closer to that.
Yeah, they went in front of the LCRA, all the acronyms, but they went in front of them a week and a half ago, maybe, and got approved. So they are one step closer to breaking ground.
Great.
Excellent.
And that's the tax assurance that they were approved for, correct?
Correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Well, good. If there are no other
All right,
building review issues, Liz, why don't you tell us the finances, and then we'll move on to the events.
Hi, all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Had some technical issues, so I'm just on my phone. Apologize for the lack of video, but you'll see our profit and loss report through 6/30. It does show a net loss of close to $5,000. At this point in the year, there's a lot of both income and expenses that haven't been reflected yet in the income statement. So all of our event expenses from August, along with the Gateway Cup, aren't reflected. And we also have a $2,000 sponsorship check from Four Hands that needs to be deposited. And that's in addition to over 1,100 in revenue from the Gateway Cup. So very successful event. I think that is our top grossing Gateway Cup, at least since I joined the association. So great job, events committee. But yeah, lots of items that we need to post. So still kind of a mid-year work in progress. But as far as bank balances, we have 61,000 in saving and close to 8,000 in the combined checking account. And that is consistent with last year. And that's it. Do you, any of you have any questions? See, the event expenses have been slightly above budget. We did expand our concert series this year. And you'll also notice that sponsorships are below budget. But again, we have quite a few checks still coming in the door that aren't reflected at this point.
That's great, Liz. Thanks. Do you want to say anything about transition to your new role?
Oh yeah, so I have two things. We also ordered house plaques at the beginning of this year. Do you know if we have any in stock?
Yeah, we still have 10.
We still have 10. So
Yeah.
if anyone in this call wants a house plaque, we did spend $2,200 on a new order. So they aren't cheap. So if you know anyone who is interested, they can buy one on the website or by emailing one of us. And then on to more exciting news. I have moved to Fox Park. So technically in May, but my commitment is through the end of 2020. So I'm in the process of transitioning to Ryan Eli, who is on this call. So we'll both be managing the books and account through the end of this year. And excited to have Ryan in Benton Park, and I'm sure he'll do a great job moving forward. But I'm not going anywhere. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up that we are in transition phase.
Yeah, so Liz will be our treasurer emeritus. She has done a great job for a bunch of years, and we didn't know if we would be able to find anyone who could have the qualifications. Like, she knows how to add and subtract, and she can do amazing things with money, and like she knows about stuff
I even know
like that.
division. So.
Yeah, she's really good. And so, but we found Ryan, who actually works in this field also. So things will be in very good hands. Yeah, he's a spreadsheet wizard and knows all that sort of stuff. So yay.
And just so you guys know, we also have kind of a transparency and checks and balances system. So multiple board members have access to the QuickBooks account as well as the bank account. And we post all of our financial documents online. So it's definitely a lot of eyes on the finances.
Yeah, even though he looks a little shady, he'll never be able to do anything inappropriate because we all watch everything. So it's all good. So well, that's a really big relief for us because, it's hard to find people who are good and who want to do a little work. So thank you, Ryan. That'll be great. And so let's move on to our events report from Brittany. If she's...
Yep, I'm here. Taking a break from my ceiling fan installation. Before I get my hair out. Okay, yeah, so we had an amazing day yesterday at the Gateway Cup. Lots of neighbors coming and getting merchandise. We've actually sold out of most of our shirts. We only have smalls and extra large and up, extra large 2XL and 3XL. So we probably won't get an order for new merch until next season, but we still have like sweatshirts and tank tops, and like I said, those limited sizes and the t-shirts, plenty of pint glasses, coffee mugs, stuff like that. So that stuff will be available at our next two events for the September show and the October show, which are our last two concerts of the year. So our next event is September 19th, and we'll have Jake's Leg playing in the park, which is pretty exciting because we haven't had them for many, many years. So it's exciting to get them to come back. So that should be a really big show. Mike Colleen is the captain of that event, and so he's working on doing some of the like VW van thing, like setup. Not exactly sure what that is. I think they're just going to have a bunch of those cool VW vans to like look at.
Right.
So that's in the works. And then we will be selling beer and merchandise at that event as well. So we got a donation from Anheuser-Busch. So we'll be selling AB products at that event. And we will need volunteers to man the beer tent and the merch table for that event. And then coming on October 9th is Tunes on Tap. Still looking for houses, so if anyone wants to host a band in their backyard, we're keeping it all outside. And we put a band in the yard, and all you have to do is serve some beers. And we are going to do canned beer is the plan, and everyone will just get a can of beer. That way we're not messing with like pouring and sharing cups and all that stuff, to try to keep it as safe as possible. And then we also are requiring COVID vaccination to be able to get your wristband for the event, just to make sure that everyone feels comfortable letting, you know, strangers into their backyard and stuff like that. We want to make everyone feel safe. So that's kind of the plan with that. So if you are interested in hosting your backyard for the event, please reach out to me. You can reach out through the neighborhood social media, like Facebook and Instagram, or you can email me at eventscommitteechair@bentonpark.org. I will put it in the chat. It's a long one. Then our last event of the season is it's not the last event. Our last concert of the season is October 20. I should have my calendar open, I'm sorry. October 22nd or the 24th. So second to last Sunday of the month, it is the 24th. October 24th, we have the Steve Ewing Band. So the dude from The Urge. I'm pretty excited to have that. That should be a really fun show. And then our final event of the season is the Trunk or Treat, and that will be on October 30th. It's a Saturday. So still have a couple things left for the season. So yeah. And I just, again, huge shout out to all the volunteers. I know Liz mentioned that Ryan Eli is taking over the treasurer position. And Joe Eli was an amazing volunteer yesterday. So we're really sucking in that family. Super excited to have them in the neighborhood, and that they're so willing to be a part of all of our stuff. So happy to have them. But yeah, we had a great team of volunteers yesterday. I'm still working with the Gateway Cup folks because we sold Urban Chestnut beer, and we are getting 50% of the proceeds back from that. So I'm still waiting for a final tally on that, but I think we did really well on that. So we'll have another good chunk of change on top of the merch that we sold yesterday. So I will have an update on that soon. I think that's all I have.
Brittany, how many houses do we have committed for Tunes on Tap?
Great question, Liz. None right now. I have people that are interested, but I haven't gotten full commitments from them yet. So we are in need.
All right, we will work on that. Thanks, Brittany. That was amazing. Good work. Good money, good times. It's worked out well. So speaking of interesting things, I think Bill and Marion can tell us some about the latest in the cave exploration and the garden, and how things are going over there on Provenshare.
Okay, hello, Don and everybody. Yeah, we're going to be at the Jake's Lake concert with a garden and cave table, information table. So we're putting that together for everybody on, the 19th of this month, I believe. Also, we're going to be having that $1,000 expense on tree trimming before the year is out. And so that'll be, budget expense from our committee in that regard. If we move on to the cave project, we're waiting until the gardening season is over. And one of the proposals we have out right now that we want the group to consider is doing some water augering in the up by the Provenshare alignment. That's the north part of the garden. And this would be 3-inch wide holes going roughly 11 foot deep. So it's nothing that anybody can really break their foot over or anything like that. And we would be doing 4 to 8 holes or so along the northern part of the edge of the garden there. So I want people to, think about that, and we can talk about the following month and see if we can get that approval to do that kind of discovery work. And that's about it over here. Do you have any questions for us at this time? Anybody?
The article that they did on this latest cave exploration was really very cool. You sent us around the link in the Cavers magazine. Mention that to people, and we should put that link up on the website.
Yeah, that was Troy Magazine did a real good spot about, over at Earthbound, they have access to an underground area there, one of the tours they have. And they were going over the history of, Lagorine caves and throughout St. Louis. And we were one of the featured caves that they were talking about.
Well, good. Thanks, folks.
Okay.
And Nicole, the dog park, what's happening?
Hey, yeah. So not really a whole lot going on. Same as usual. We've had a bunch of applications come in just over the last couple of weeks. We did have a gardening workday planned for this Saturday that is canceled. Barb wants to reschedule it for October 9th from 10 to 2. So if anybody has a green thumb or likes gardening or has tools that we can borrow, we would love to have your help on that day, October 9th from 10 to 2 at the dog park. The only other thing is that we are starting to do, kind of late in the year to start this, but we're starting to host just dog park happy hours the first Wednesday of every month. We're just inviting people that are already members to kind of come out. A lot of people will go to the park and there's nobody else there to play with. So we're trying to do a little bit of networking and organizing in that way. So if you are a member and your dog wants to come and play with other dogs and you want to meet other members, first Wednesday of every month from 6:30 to 7:30. We have some beer donated from one of our neighbors. So we just come and have a drink and hang out with us. And I think that's all I have. We typically have done a fall fundraiser for the dog park called Pup Crawl, but I am very much in transition away from the dog park. The dog park committee is going to be assuming my role as president, kind of dividing up some of those duties throughout the committee. So I'm not sure that we'll get a full fundraiser off the ground. We're having a dog park meeting soon, so we'll chat and I'll report back. But other than that, everything is as usual. I'm having a locksmith come out in the next week to change the gate code. So if you are a member and your code doesn't work after the next week or so, shoot us an email and we'll verify your membership and get that over to you. And I think that's about all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So we don't have any other committee chairs to speak, as far as I know. Any new business or any things that people want to mention, talk about, open the floor?
Hey, Doug, this is Jay. Having just experienced that Zoom bomb, I know many of us have, unfortunately. I think it's just worth acknowledging that those comments were important. And as we noticed, unfortunately directed to women, and that's not representative of our community. And I just feel like that's worth acknowledging and saying out loud. I didn't want their voices to ring the loudest. So appreciate the space to say that.
Thanks for mentioning that. I did, based on the comments of Brandy, the name listed. Brandy's honor, is a longtime neighbor of Benton Park, and she was inadvertently kicked off of the meeting. So she just wanted to let me to have everybody know that wasn't her. And I apologize for not recognizing her name. Just came up as Brandy. It didn't have the last name, which I would have recognized.
And Tim, no blame at all in your end. I just want to acknowledge that those folks weren't nice and bears mentioning. I appreciate your swift action to get them off.
No, thanks. And honestly, in a year and a half, that's the first time we've been bombed like that. We have heard. So Don, I'll get with you. I don't know how the meeting invite was disseminated, but we have tended to just put these out one at a time, so it is not just a standing invitation that we use the same URL, every month. Each meeting has been unique because we were aware that this was happening. So I'm not sure how we've posted, the meeting information, but it seems to, it may be a weak link, in our process. So however, we get the word out so we don't have to go through that again.
It may be that putting it at the top of our website that says meeting, click here at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, that, then that kind of might not be the best thing to do. We might have to put it out on our email blast or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But we have been lucky up until now. So
yes,
we'll investigate the technology and see if we can build a wall or something.
So sorry, everybody.
Okay. Well, good. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Hey, so we're good as far as any new business. I don't hear any things that we need to discuss. Dan, any final words from the city or the parks? We didn't hear exactly about parks. If you have any things about that.
Yeah, thanks, Don. I did forget to mention, I have two dates for Brightside is bringing some volunteers to the park. So Thursday, September 16th and Thursday, September 23rd. They are going to be two different groups coming in the afternoon, so about noon to 4. So if anyone wants to join us on a Thursday, we'll be doing some gardening projects in the park. So that's my parks report. And play pickleball.
Yeah, good. Well, good. Okay, thank you, folks. Continue to enjoy the end of this summer and look forward to seeing your faces next time. It'll probably have to be on this Zoom again, but so be it. Everybody be well and take care. Talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks, everybody. Blessings. Good night.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, everyone.